Just did the sync clap, so don't have to worry about that anymore. With that, welcome back to the Scambles podcast with your host, Isaiah. Joining me for the second time is my co-host, Elijah. This is episode 4, I believe. Never thought we'd get here. I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank Jesus.
The Academy is insane.
Yeah, the Academy. Don't knock it. We'll get there one day. Don't worry. We'll get there one day. And yeah, episode 4. And honestly, I'm only kind of half joking because there's so much like content that I want to do and so many things that I think would be good ideas. And thinking about starting a series and actually making it consistent itself, always, I won't say it seems daunting, but like when you actually think about the logistics of starting it, it seems like an annoying almost in a sense, because you're like, man, I've got this, and then I've got this one thing that I also want to do, and I've got this third thing that I also want to do, and then you just kind of have like a choice paralysis, and then what ends up happening is you end up doing none of it, and then you're like, fuck, well, that's another day that I could have been doing content, and instead I'm not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the life of a content creator is literally just that. The amount of times I wake up and I'm like, yes, today's the day I am going to be productive and stream and make content. And then I either A, stay in bed, or I join the Discord call and I'm like, dude, I would rather be in Discord.
Rather be hanging out with your friends, because it's easier to just chill with your friends than it is to, I almost want to say be forced to make content. And it seems like a bad thing, but like if you want to be a content creator, then it is the word forced is like not completely out of place, because it has to be your job at some point. Like if you get to the point to where you can make a living off of it, then that is your job. And forced is not like, it's not like as evil as a word as it sounds, but it's definitely something you got to do. Which is why I think that the best thing for us to do is, I think if we just make like random low edit like supplemental content, I think that would probably be best for like consistent growth, right? Because I'm starting to realize that even though people do like entertainment type, editing, where it's the cool edits and it's like the music in the background and people are having fun and goofing off and whatnot, people also equally just like watching people just fuck around with like not that much editing put into it. So I think like supplemental content might be an idea that we should like look into.
Yeah, I watched a YouTuber who was one of my top ones. His name is JFJ. Don't always agree with what he says, but his content when he started out was basically just he would cut to whenever something interesting is happening, or whenever he talks about a thing that he thought was funny or had a story, and he would just cut. It wouldn't, like, there was no flashiness. There wouldn't be anything. If it was cool or funny, he would put it in the video, and it was like, 10-minute videos? And they were just games he liked. Like, he definitely put me on to, I believe it was the finals. I didn't really know about the finals until he was just like, oh yeah, he was doing clips and he was showing me it, and I was like, dude, this game looks sick. And it wasn't like, oh man, he spent like 12 hours editing this. He was just like, yeah, nope, just did a live stream, took the VOD, and like just basically cut it down to 10 minutes and was like, here you go. To which I was like, dude, I fuck with that content so heavy. That's probably like my preferred content, to be honest.
Nah, dude. We need that like JFJ slash like like Northern Lion type energy where the content is, oh my god, I don't know if you've ever watched a Northern Lion video on his YouTube channel outside of like seeing YouTube shorts. They are literally just the stream but uploaded just on YouTube. And we get
That's
like
so
tens of
funny.
thousands, hundreds of thousands of fucking views. And I'm like, oh my god, dude. But like having that on the side is low key. I think that might be the strat. I think we definitely have to try that out because that would be really easy to have while we do like other stuff, you know? Like if you have like an idea for like big content that you have, I would imagine that you don't want to have nothing going on your channel, obviously, right? While you're focusing on like growth as a content creator, you don't want to be like, oh my god, I have this idea for like so and so, and you're like, you know what, I think this idea would be really really cool, and you go and you're doing the idea, but you're so focused on the idea that like your channel has literally nothing going on with it for the entire time that you're working on that. And on one end, you know, I think that if you know, if you're not like getting anything out of it, like if you're not on like a creator program or like receiving like funds, like revenue from like your YouTube or your Twitch, then you know you should do whatever like route makes you feel comfortable. But I think that it's good to get into a habit of it. I say as a hypocrite who doesn't do that at all. I think you should get into a habit of it. Because that will definitely help you in the future because it kind of like makes people excited, right? Like I love watching YouTube channels and like Twitch streams where it is almost it's almost like parasocial in the way where the person is known for doing these like big extravagant events, but in the middle of those it's just the person or people just hanging out and just doing whatever, right? Like and they get like a little bit more personal, and you kind of get like a little bit more like insight on that person, and it helps to like build connectivity with that individual. So I always think stuff like that is super super fucking smart.
Yeah, I get it. My brain wants to be like, I don't know. Whenever like any YouTuber or Twitch like has like high interactive like media with them, it's kind of just nice. That's like basically how I kind of got my start on Twitch to get affiliate
Mhm.
was when I was trying to get good at Smash Bros. I would just start a lobby, put my Twitch in the thing, and just leave it open, and people would like see, oh, streamer man, oh man, time to go and bully the streamer. But like the people who came in to do like came into the Twitch would do it, they'd see I was like kind of chill,
Yeah.
and they're like, dang, they just kind of came in to just hang out. And then I moved that to Mario Kart. So then people would just be like, dang, Mario Kart, and it'd just be like the big thing. And now I like just kind of play a wide variety of games where it's just like, you know what, if anyone can join, they can. It's just I like this game also.
Yeah.
And it just kind of works. It really just works.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, no, like because I remember as a kid I would always like come home and be like, oh man, I'm gonna watch this streamer guy named JLess and play COD with him, and like another game called freaking Gotham Imposters. Jesus, that first person shooter was
Oh
so
my
sick.
god,
It
I
was so
remember
good.
Gotham Imposters.
That game was so sick. Oh my god, bring that game back, please. Uh, and I would always looking forward to that. And he had like, he was just like, yeah, just send me a friend request. I'll invite you. We'll link up and we'll play. And I was like, this is so sick. So it's like the type of style of content that I like. and I also try to give out, and it just works because most people don't want to game alone, and they're willing to game with a person who has at least a personality they like.
Oops, I very briefly muted my mic. I was gonna say that's definitely another thing. You definitely have to be likable above all things. And I think that even if you like aren't super likable, I think that if you can get yourself involved in Twitch stuff and like make those connections with people, I think you can still succeed. In fact, I would be my personal opinion is that even though it is good to be likable, and even though I would prefer people that are likable, you do not actually have to be likable that much if you know people. You know what I mean? Like if you are like friends with people who have the ability to like set you up for the long term, or like constantly give you a face on the camera when they are popular themselves, I don't think you have to worry too much about that. But like even then, the chances of that actually happening is like super small, right? Because there's so much Twitch stuff that is happening, and like so many Twitch events that are happening, and everybody kind of wants to get their name out there, right? Like how many people are going to say no to being like, hey, would you rather have a like job in some industry that you don't really care about and put a lot of passion into, or would you rather blow up and then for the next like I don't really know how long doing content for a living is kind of unprecedented. It's not like having a job that's existed for 10,000 years and like we know having a job is going to work. Twitch has only existed since we were in like middle school or like elementary school. So you never know how profitable something will be. But, if you're one of those people who can start a company or like make a couple $1,000,000, then you don't have to worry about job security ever. You can just chill and be a gamer, But finding your way and like getting involved in those Twitch events, still, I think that shit is it's very lucky, but also I kind of think it's impossible. It's like rolling a 1,000,000 sided die and then hoping that it lands on one specific number.
Yeah, like everyone wants to be in Say Jam Slam, but like, are you gonna be the person who gets picked for Say Jam Slam?
Right, yeah. Especially because in Say Jam Slam, they specifically pick specific types of people who they believe will be the best towards making content, right? And even especially with the like Grand Blue Slam that recently just ended, that was also kind of their whole thing in general as well, was picking and choosing people who would be specifically um like endearing towards a community of people that are not necessarily involved, and therefore when they see that, they will be more willing to interact with Grand Blue because they are watching content creators or personalities that are well known in their own respective communities, right? So, like, you already kind of have to be somebody to even get involved in that type of stuff in the first place. Which is why, like, growing is so difficult in the first place because people only want to interact with people who are already somebody. And the only people I feel who get the opportunity to grow are people who have already grown. Like, unfortunately, Twitch is a breeding ground for the term the rich get richer, right? Like, people who are big don't really want to associate with people who are small. I don't want to say that in like a demeaning sort of way. Like, I believe anyone can grow to like a certain extent. And I never want anybody to like hear this and be like, "Oh, that means that I should like stop." What I think that means that you should try more, and I think that somebody should be the individual who is known for like interacting with their community and giving other people who are like less fortunate the opportunity to like grow on the platform, because there's like plenty of space. There's plenty of space for people to be like content creators and for other people to grow and do things, right? Like top 100 on Twitch, the 100th person, their concurrent viewers are like 200, right? Like, you look at the top 100 on Twitch and you're like, "Oh my god, 100 is only like 200 concurrent viewers." Like,
Yeah.
which is like insane. That seems like almost nothing to you. But that you look at that and you're like, "Bro, to make a living, I only need to get like 200 concurrent viewers, not including the fact that I'm uploading all of this on YouTube and I'm either not editing it for supplemental content or I am editing it and making it like main content and making like something out of it." Right? So like, taking that kind of philosophy, I definitely think, even though it like sucks to hear, I think you should use it as like energy for even more motivation. Like, you have to be like borderline obsessive with your want to be a content creator.
Yeah. Also, Green Ghost Pie. I signed up for a Say Jam Slam. I wanted to be in the one for Street Fighter like a year ago, I think. Not a year ago. It was like the beginning of the year, around March, I think. And I signed up, and I thought it'd be cool. But then I really thought about it, and I was like, dude, I have not. Like, I could do the streaming thing. I just was not putting out. I still am not putting out a lot of content on YouTube, and actively, my fault. But I just haven't. They probably went and checked it, and they're like, this guy does not have a lot of people who are doing anything with that talent he possibly could have. And I was like, that's why I beat myself up every single time. I'm like, dude, I could be doing content. I could be doing these shorts. Nothing's hard about going and finding a short and doing
Yeah.
anything. And also, nothing is hard about going and clipping, not going and shortening like a 2 or 4 hour VOD to like 10 minutes. All you gotta do is basically like most streams, right, is dead air. There's dead air that's like at least maybe like easy hour like taken off of it, and then you just use everything else. And even then, sometimes when you do go through it, you go, that wasn't really funny. Probably funny in the moment, but like, I don't think that's funny rewatching it. And then you just kind of cut it. It's pretty simple to do that. And I just haven't been doing it, and I'm disappointed in myself. You know what? It's the end of August. You know what? September. I think that's what we're gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do.
You know what we should do after this? After we film this, play some Sonic Crossworlds. Sonic Crossworlds is on its last day. Joker's out. I know your stream tags that you're probably gonna play a little of it. We play Sonic Crossworlds, right? Stream it, record it like how we're already doing this, or how I'm already doing this, but you record Sonic Crossroads as well, and then edit it however you need, right? And we use this as the start for like making like consistent content, right? And try to do that same type of thing, right? Where like if you have a good like a big idea for content, you have that and you kind of have it as a project that you work on the side. But if you're not doing that, you can kind of just have smaller, literally just like a VOD of yourself put up, right? Of
Yeah.
you playing like whatever you feel like playing in the moment. And in that way, you'll hold yourself accountable. I'll hold you accountable because if you're talking about making content and go and I see that you're not making content, I'm gonna be upset at you.
That's true. I've learned that I definitely do better when someone is just like, brother, if you fucking don't, because that's how I learned about like getting better at fighting games is just because as much as I like last Saturday I was getting jumped playing Tatsunoko versus Capcom against David about it.
Mhm.
I my style of learning is really just I either just figure it out myself while getting my ass beat, or someone just like, you can just not do that there. And I'm like, ugh, you're right. I could just not do that there. So, truth be told, same thing for content. If someone's just like, yo, what are you doing right now? And I'm like, oh, I'm playing like a game, or I'm not doing anything. It's just like, you could be just doing content. Go finish that VOD, stupid. I'd be like, you're right. I could be doing that. Why
You could be
not?
making some content right now. Where's that content boy?
I saw that stream. That was 4 hours. That's a good video right there. Go make that
Yeah.
content.
True. True. 4 hours and I'm not seeing it uploaded on YouTube. That's absolutely fucking criminal. I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
yeah. To be honest, after playing I was playing Crossroads on Friday, and it was so fun that I completely didn't do community night where we play usually where you play games like Peak or like 100% Orange Juice or whatever with like anyone, and we were just playing Crossworlds, and I was like, this game is so fun.
Fan fucking tastic. Yes.
And I was like, dude, I could totally make content on this game. If I had to go and help someone move some furniture around in the house, and then I had to help Angel at Unlimited Games. Well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to help Angel at Unlimited Games because that's where
Right.
he was. And then I got home and I was like, this is me time. I could just hang out. And then I was thinking about it because I'm trying to stream 3 days a week, and then I have one day where I'm off, but that's like free time where I could do something with that time, like because I try to stream like Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 4 days right there, right?
Right.
Uh, there's one day where I can, out of the four, that I can make an exception where I'm like, okay, I don't need to stream. I could, but I don't need to, so I can have like me time. Uh, and then the other three, I either have to stream in the afternoon or in the morning, and then that's how it goes. So like I'm trying to keep to that, and that's why I didn't stream on Saturday, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna help move furniture, I'm gonna help Angel, and then maybe go to my local. And then Sunday I will stream more Crossworlds and then figure that out. I just haven't found the time in the gap where I was gonna make the content though.
Yeah. That's definitely I think that a good way to like hold yourself accountable is like find some like excitement in it, right? Or not necessarily that. Not to say that you're not excited for like, what you could be, what the future could potentially be like, but like make a list of things that you would like to do and like you look forward to do. That way you'll kind of like you'll it's almost like making yourself feel bad that you didn't do it when it comes time to do it. Like a perfect example, that TwitchCon thing still hasn't happened, right?
No, yeah.
So you should make some ideas for some content to do while you're at TwitchCon. Like a couple like vlogs, maybe find a way to set up like a live stream for a vlog and then like also record that or like save the VOD so that you can turn the VOD into a thing, right? Maybe have like a little like vlog series, or maybe TwitchCon might have, I don't know if TwitchCon is doing any like exclusivity booths, like demos for games or anything like that.
Yeah.
Um, but like, you know, like shit like that, right? Like doing stuff like that, making a list for what you could potentially be doing would definitely be a good thing. I think you should do that. That's kind of what I do. Um, for the most part, usually what I do is I will go. Oh, okay. Perfect example. Let me actually go on ahead. I make a list for a lot of stuff. Let me see. I have I have a list for like a couple like skits that I'm making. I have a list for a content different types of content series that I want to make. Not even just like what the episodes will be, but like physically different continuous like series that I make like individually and whatnot. Like supplemental ideas that I can go ahead and actually put on the back burner and be like, hey, you know, if I ever run out of ideas, right, then I've got some like throwaway ideas that I can just do and edit and like put on, not even have the edit, just throw up on the channel when the channel's not really having anything, right? Like stuff like that. Doing stuff like that, I think will help you out so much as a content creator. Just having things that you're excited to do in the future will help you out so much.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's because like I'm always excited. I don't think because I know people get burnout when they make content, or like especially when content isn't instantly giving you results, because that's like the main hurdle when you start content and when you start the grind, is that like the beginning of it, it's like really rough because like a lot of people stream and they're like, okay, maybe a bunch of people will stop by, and then they get hit with the one viewer or zero viewers joining the thing, and it's like, whoa, bro, they are like, oh no, and that completely like cooks you. But yeah, no, it so like I got through that hurdle, which is very funny. I never thought I would get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then it just was like, and I've never really gotten hit with burnout for it because I like being on stream and I like acting foolish for people, because like what I tell people when I do stream is like, it's not, I don't do it for really the money primarily. Obviously, like if I can make this a living and I could do nice things with the money, then I do want to. But like I want to be that person that you come home to after like, oh dang, school was a long day of work, or school was a long day at work. When I saying it was a long day at work,
Yeah.
school was hard. You're just trying to chill out, and then hey, that Eggie guy is streaming, bro, and you just sit to kind of relax and watch me be a fool because you think that's a nice thing to have on in the background.
Right.
So yeah, no, like I definitely 100% get the fact of like having to do stuff and plan and make that stuff happen. I just haven't done it. I just haven't done it, and
I
I'm really
know.
bad at it.
You gotta just find that time where you're like, I am literally not doing anything right now. Like nothing. I'm gonna sit down. I'm just gonna go ahead and I am going to like think of like 2 or 3 things that I like really want to do content wise, and then write those down. And then like once you do that, I promise you, you will get it into your mind. You'll be like you'll constantly just be like, oh man, when am I gonna have the time to make this? When I can't wait to get off work so that I can try to figure this thing out and get to doing this. Or is it am I gonna do this now? When can I do this? Like you'll start to like almost like obsess over the potential of what that content could be. And like that's what you need, because if you just have a normal mentality about making content, like what right like what's a normal mentality? A normal mentality is you kind of look at something, you say, "Oh, hey, that would be a good idea." You kind of think about doing it for a while, and then eventually you forget about it long enough that the next time you do it, you're just kind of like, it doesn't really seem like that big of a deal to me. So then you just like you just don't do it, and you just kind of like leave it. But if you get that like obsession and you make it to where all you want to do is make that content that you've been having that idea about in the back of your mind, it's almost like it's almost like when you are like a kid and you're like outside, or you are like at school or something, and then like your mom texts you like, this is for me specifically. Your mom texts you like, "Oh, I made some oxtails today for when you get home," and I'm like, "Oh." And I don't give a fuck about anything. Like I'm just so excited to get home. I'm like imagining eating the oxtail when it's like lunchtime in the cafeteria. When I'm on the bus going home, I'm like, fuck, I can't wait to go home and get a fucking oxtail. Oh, like
Oh,
your brain freaks out about it. And that's what you need, is that like a borderline obsession that you can only get when you are anticipating something.
yeah. I. You know what's also really funny is that I know I can do it. I believe myself. Because I have a saying, or at least I don't think it's a saying, but it's a thing I like to say to people whenever they like to doubt themselves, and that's like, I believe my own hype. Like, I
Right.
don't need someone else to hype me up, because I can hype myself up. Because like I because what people don't know is that
Mhm.
I I protrude like confidence. I think like people are like, man, you're so confident. Like they see me do a thing and it's like, I couldn't do that. The issue is that I couldn't either. I was probably just as terrified or as nervous as you were, but I am so good at believing my own hype that like my brain was like, dude, you're terrified, but like you got it. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. And
You're
it's
kind of
like,
cool.
oh, yeah, you're like, what's gonna happen? Like they say something mean or something, bro. You're never gonna see him again, and you're still gonna be the shit. And it's like, damn, you're right, bro. And so like, I go and do that thing. It's like why I'm like at conventions, like people like, oh, I'm really scared to like go up to the person and ask them for like a picture, and it's like, hear me out, like, right? I'm terrified too. Like, dude, TwitchCon is so cool, but like, because that's like everyone's thing, and like I grew up with content creators, so like you run into a content creator, you're like, oh man, that
Oh
guy
my god.
you're like, oh my god, that guy has so many subscribers, or so the dude, he wouldn't want to talk to me. No, I don't want to bother him. And it's like, oh, he's probably got stopped so many times. My brain is like, yeah, but what if I was him though? Like, yeah, sure, you're nervous and you're terrified, but like, you're him. You're that guy. Go and do that. And then you're like, yeah, you're right. And then I go up to like Chilled Chaos, and I'm like, yo, dude, I've been watching your content since I was like a kid. Like,
Yeah. I'm a content
and
creator just like you.
and it's super cool. Like, but yeah, no, I know, because I have like a TikTok too. Like, I have a TikTok and a YouTube like shorts, where it's like one had like 13K views and the other one has like 900 something views, and it was just me posting something that I didn't really even edit. I just kind of moved my webcam and then I just put the gameplay on top, and it was just like, oh, dang, this kind of popped off. I just need to keep doing that. I just need to, even if it doesn't pop off, I need to just be like, all right, here you go, because like I've proven to myself that my lack of editing and my just simple content, someone and or the YouTube went, this is something we can push.
Yeah.
And TikTok, and it's like, dude, I should just do that more.
Yeah. Like take that shit that hits and like run with it. I also have moments like that where like I've like done something that has had like explosive popularity compared to the other content that I put out, and I just did not like ride that wave, and I'm also very very like disappointed in myself. But you know, there is, and that does kind of get me thinking, you know, about like things that kind of get your like name out there when it comes to having the ability to like what am I thinking of? Like pushing your content, pushing the type of person you are out there into like the ether. Um like for instance, like making merch, right? Like when is it time for you as a content creator, when are you able to like make merch? Like when is it okay to make merch? Like do you make it when you hit 10,000 like subscribers on YouTube? Do you make it when you hit 100,000? Do you make it when you hit like 200,000? Like when is it okay for you to like push your brand? Like does it become does that moment happen when you are able to hold up the cost of production with the amount of money that you actually make with the content? Now I'm thinking about it. That's probably what it is. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, to be honest, right? I think it really depends. I don't think it's like a number. I think it's like the certain amount of people who would want it. Like if you go in their comments, like, dude, that would be funny on a shirt or something. Oh, you make content for that. I think if you know, like as I stated today, that this might be the month where not even might. I need to stop saying might. This is gonna be the month where I'm gonna do it, where I'm just gonna get content. But like there's a YouTuber called Indie Mouse who I don't think he makes content too often, but he makes a specific content for how like October for like Halloween, like it's a whole month where he just plays scary games, and he just drops one like series of clothes where he's like throughout all of October this is available until the last day, and then once they're gone you do not get this set anymore, and then the next year is a different set. It gives them an entire year to think of something merch related for that, and I think I might have to dip my toe into that,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to be either March or April, and then I would just figure out something.
Nah.
The only reason March and or April is because March is my birthday, and then April it is Easter.
Yeah. That sounds like a honestly, that sounds like a good idea. I hadn't even like considered doing something like that when I was thinking of like the like type of content that you could make, but that definitely sounds like a fucking great idea actually. Now that you're fucking saying it out loud. Hold up. I'm like, no, I'm kidding.
No, it is really good content too, because like I think he does it for like he's like every week. It's not every day, but I think it's every week he drops a new video on a scary game he finds, and like he doesn't put too much more effort into his editing but like he has to make the deadline and make it like because that's the whole point of the month. And it's still very good content. Like, I could say I don't really watch him past October, but once October drops, I'm there every week. And some of his shirts though and stuff have some really cool designs, and like I'm upset that like I missed some of them. Like one of my coworkers wears one of them, and I'm like, dang. this shit looks kind of clean, and he's like, you can't get it anymore, and I'm like, I might just steal it from you now.
Yeah, I'm robbing you, actually, now that you've told me that.
You should never have told me this. It is now mine.
Yeah, that shit is great. That's a fucking fantastic idea, and that definitely goes like hand in hand as like a part of what I was kind of saying of like if you can find like a good niche for when you produce that like merch as well, then potentially you could do it on like a smaller scale, because if you have a like community and of like a genuine like dedicated community, even if it's like just like 100 people, if it's just like 100 people that like care, and you create the like demand for it, then that type of shit where you make those like limited runs and whatnot, you got it. Like I can't see that failing unless you have like unless you have like cultured an awful community of people who just don't fucking care about you somehow.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, that'd be miserable. I'm starting to think about it now because, like, if I make it in April, I can really play around my Eggie name just because of it. Because have I
True.
ever? Actually, I don't think I've ever. Have I ever told you the story of why my name is Eggie?
Not at all.
Oh, I got you. So this is a long story, but it doesn't matter. I'll tell you the full thing. So, right, Sonic Adventure 2. You remember the Chow Garden? If you ever played it?
Yes.
So when I was a kid, I used to really love the Chow Garden, and I used to really like Sonic a lot. I still kind of do, but not as much as the Sonic fan nowadays.
Right.
And I had a Chow. I would do the Chow fighting, which was definitely not a good representation for a specific thing, but and I would train the chows as a kid, but I didn't really know how to, and I also was not aware of specific stats that needed to be better. I was just like, my chow looks cooler, so there's no way I would lose.
Right.
And there was a chow that would kick my ass all the time, and it was named Eggie, but it was spelled Egggy. And as a kid, I thought if you copied what the chow looked like, there's no way you should lose. That
Okay.
make no sense.
Okay.
So I made and copied a chow, named it Eggie, Egggy, got all the customizations that it was, and I would just be like, okay, there you go. To which my brother saw that and was like, that's not how that works. Like, that's not really how that works. And also, you probably shouldn't really want to copy it. You want it to be your own thing. And also, they spelled it wrong. And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "It's actually Egggie." And I was like, "Oh." And that kind of stuck for a very long time, to the point where it was just the username I used for everything, and it's just I kind of like it. It's super funny.
That is an incredible fucking story.
Yeah.
That's an incredible story. You just had identity theft of a chow. Like you just created identity theft as a child on some random fucking chow who was
kick my
running
ass.
your fucking pockets.
Dude, I just wouldn't understand it. I'd just be like, I'd level him up. I'd be like, my strength is level. There's no way. And then I get like 2-tapped by him. And I was like, this son of a bitch. And then my brother was like, this is just here. I'll trade it. Like, I think he trained it at some point to make him a little stronger, because he's my older. It was one of my older brothers, and he had the concept of grind out the stat.
Yeah, like he's learned how to learn at that point in his life. So
yeah. And then he's just like, yeah. Also, Egggy is not how you spell it. It's Eggie. And I was like, okay. And I just was like,
You
yeah,
fucking
it's my
idiot.
name.
That's
I
a
wasn't.
that's a fantastic story.
It's funny. I like it a lot.
I don't think I've ever. Funnily enough, I think now that you've done it, I'll do mine because I don't think I've also ever explained. So there was. Well, I guess it's two halves. There are two halves to this. The first half is that my my favorite game is Jet Set Radio. I would actually say it's tied with Fable 1 as my favorite game. If if from those two games, audience, you couldn't tell that I grew up with an Xbox, um, as opposed to a PlayStation for most of my childhood. Fable and Jet Set Radio be my two favorite games. There you go. But my favorite game is Jet Set Radio. And as far as competitively, where I actually got to the point in my life where I needed a name, because I had done stuff like semi competitively. When I was a kid, I played Street Fighter 4 on the Xbox. Um, And so I done stuff there, but my name was just whatever random name the Xbox gave me. And I know a lot of people whose like gamer tags now are the thing that the Xbox gave you back then, but I literally cannot even remember what name the Xbox 360 gave me back then when I was playing fucking Halo and fucking Street Fighter and shit. Um, but there in 2015, 2014, 2015, I would say, maybe even 2013 as well. There was a mobile game called Vainglory. It was a MOBA, and the way this MOBA was structured, to give a little bit of background, was there was one lane and a jungle, and it was 3v3. Eventually, near the end of its life, it pushed to like a very League of Legends looking map where it was three different lanes, a top, bottom, mid, with a whole jungle and series of uh like like micro bosses, I guess, in the jungle and mobs and whatnot. But the initial version of the game was the 3v3, one lane with two towers for each half, and the crystal that you get to and kill. And then the jungle, which had one big central monster, and then two or three neutral XP mobs on either side that you could like invade the jungle and like try to steal if you were a more aggressive character or whatnot. I mained ADC, and I mained a guy whose whole bit was that he was this like carny named Ringo. Um and so like a lot of people think I get my name from playing from like Ringo Starr or whatnot, like or any other sort of Ringo that might be relevant. No, I get it from the most obscure fucking Ringo possible. I get it from a fucking MOBA called Vainglory, where I mained an ADC called Ringo, who was incredibly fucking busted, and he was a one-armed gunslinger, Carney, whose whole bit was that he used a six shooter and he could never fucking miss, even though he was like a drunkard. Like he was like a Bo Raicho type of drunk. He was literally always drinking. And his ultimate was that he would take a swig of a gourd and he would like launch out of his mouth a gigantic tracking, full screen tracking fireball. Once this shit left and he had chose whoever it was, and it had like a 3-second startup. But once he chose whoever it was going to, that's it. It was just gonna get there. Like, and the only way to defend against it was to um build like magical defense. Um, but the thing about it was that it debuffed. So even if you built magical defense it wouldn't matter because the Ringo, if he didn't decide to build magical power, he could build attack power instead and get a crit buff from the debuff that the fireball applied and literally fucking two-touch you. Even if the fireball didn't do any damage, the damage he did himself, if he did attack power, bing bam, dead. And I was like, this guy's fucking awesome. And so I mained him for my entirety of that game. I played that game semi-professionally. I made it to the Challenger Series. I played people from like Team Solo Mid. I played people from like E United. Like all these like old, a lot of like older like esports teams that are not really like active anymore. Like Team NRG, shit like that. I played against people from them. But yeah, that's where I got my name from. And then ever since then, it's just been Jet Set Ringo on everything.
You have a way cooler origin story than mine. Mine's is cutesy. Yours is just straight up like, yeah, like Jet Set Radio, very cool. I used to play this dickhead of a character that was named Ringo. There was no identity theft anywhere in that story. I can't believe it. Is it really an origin story if you didn't steal anything?
I mean, I kind of, in a way, if you think about it, I kind of stole that character's name. You know what? I'll say it's like a moniker more so than stealing, because it's like when people around me think of Ringo, they don't think of the Vainglory character. They think of me, even though the person whose name I'm taking was the Vainglory character. I think that Vainglory at this point is so dead that I think more people think of me when they think of Ringo than they think of the Vainglory game. And I am not even remotely relevant. That's just going to say how dead I think that game is.
I mean, it's super funny that like Eggie I always think is so not common. And then I put Eggie in like a thing and it's like, oh, you don't need numbers or anything. And it's just like, oh yeah, that name's taken already. I'm like, who is this person taking Eggie online? And then I put like Eggie 1 and then it's just like, yeah, that's taken too. I'm like, Eggie 12 and they're like, yeah, it's taken too. And then Eggie 1 through 3. Well, the 23rd Eggie hasn't been taken. I'm taking that one. There better be someone else. It's actually really funny because I used to think Eggie was like so lame at some point. Like I was like, oh, it's such a cutesy name as like a kid. And I used to play a thing called Gaia Online.
Oh, I remember that game.
And Gaia Online. I am still named Eggie, but there's definitely a word in front of it. My username is Dire Eggie and Gaia Online.
Dire Eggie.
Dire Eggie.
We gotta get the dire in front of it, like a dire wolf. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and dude, if I need to see if I can find this on, because I logged in like the other day or a bit ago to see, because I look so fucking edgy. Like Dire Eggie is a goddamn miserable ass look. It is an awful picture. I look so edgy. I look so bad. And I bet you as a kid, I was like, dude, this shit goes so hard. And I look at it and I go, I am so glad I grew up and I like totally different things.
Please show me a picture of this. I need it. I need to see this.
Let me see, because I might have to log in, but like I will definitely know if I can find.
While you're logging in, I want to say, and this is completely tangential, but maybe mixing it up a little bit is a good thing. Do you feel as if Florida is the Australia of the United States?
What?
Do you know what I mean? I've come to realize that Florida has been engaging in what can only be described as like geological shenaniganery.
What? What?
Geological shenaniganery is the only thing that I could possibly describe it as.
You're just
Like,
making up words for Florida things, yeah.
like we. Okay, think of this. Think of for people who are unaware. Imagine this. Imagine you're going to a imagine you're in the woods, right? In Central Florida. Imagine you're in the woods in Central Florida and it's raining, right? As it does in Florida. Imagine it's raining. And as you're going through this jungle, it, you start to see weird like almost like a vapor arise off the ground, and you're like, what is this like vapor? And then you feel something on your clothes, and you feel like a little bit of a like um a little bit of a like a stinging sensation almost. And you're like, okay, whatever. You're like, but you look at your clothes, you're like, oh shit, there's like a hole in my clothes. And then you feel it again, but this time it lands on your skin, and it's like a white, like a sap almost. And you're like, oh fuck. Ew, what is this? And it's like it hurts. And you're like, ow. And it like keeps landing on you. And then like you're like starting to blister and you're like, fuck. And so you run out of the way and you leave. And then you're like, what was that? And then you look it up and you realize that Florida has the most dangerous tree on the planet. Florida. Specifically, Florida has the most dangerous tree on the planet in the United States. No other state in the country has this tree except Florida. And you can die to this tree. You could die to it, dude. Like, why do we live here? And then, not only that, dude, I saw an armadillo the other day. That's not normal. That's not normal.
Are you sure? I've seen many of armadillos here, okay?
It's not normal for an armadillo to be in Florida. I don't even think it's normal for an armadillo to be in the United States. Hold up. I have to look this up. Let me look. Are armadillos native to Florida? No, armadillos are not native to Florida. So why are they here? Why are they here? Why are they here? Florida
decided
is
to
like a
take a
breeding
trip,
ground
dude.
for like invasive species. Like people who like don't want their little ratty ass animals like drive them to Florida, and then they just like dump them out in the fucking wildlands. It's so fucked up. And then I have to deal with their fucking pythons falling out of the trees and 3 foot or 5 foot long, 120-pound iguanas that'll fall out of the tree and land on your head and knock you unconscious.
They are fucking dude. Have you a full grown ass fucking iguana, bro? Those
Iguanas
things
are fucking heavy, dude. They are massive. And then like snakes and shit. Dude, I went to take my dog on a walk before the podcast started. And my dog is a grandma and she already takes her time as it is, but she was super taking her fucking time because outside of the apartment complex, in the center of the field, the like open grassy area that is part of the apartment complex property, there were there were 5 fucking peacocks. There were 5 peacocks. Peacocks just out and about. And I've already had this conversation with some other people in Godi about it, and apparently the peacocks have been there for a long time. But I used to um I used to volunteer at a nature park that had a guy who lived on a property completely separate from the nature park. Um and he had a animal farm on his property that had a bunch of peacocks. And I think all those peacocks were his. And he also had an emu there. Um and one day I was supposed to be watching him, and then I was like, you know what? I have other tasks to worry about. I'm just gonna whatever. So I saw him when I started my shift at like 9 or 10, and then I was like, whatever. And then I went, and then um I left, and I came back at 7, and I gave him one last follow through at 7, and his truck that he had in the back was gone, and so were all of the peacocks and the emu. And I was like, oh. and 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 ever since then, I have been seeing an increasing amount of peacocks. Now, what my friends have told me who work for the city, we have some friends that work for the city of Clearwater. They've told me, hey, don't worry about it. Those peacocks have been around for like 20 years. Or Clearwater's had a peacock problem for like 20 years. I have never seen a peacock in the 10 years I've lived in Clearwater until I volunteered at that nature park and I left that nigga alone.
It's all your fault. That's why they have a goddamn peacock issue over there. You let them out, and now they're secretly breeding and making more. Oh my goodness.
Dude, like I worked at that place for months and I never saw any sort of birds out around or anything. Moment that dude left and all those peacocks were gone, literally the day after, we were seeing peacocks in the park itself, and the peacocks were breeding and we were seeing baby peacocks around. There was a day where like the moccasin the nature park that I volunteered at, they had like a moccasin trail, and this trail I would go through and I would like sweep, and I would make sure to pick up any sort of trash, do my diligence and whatnot. There must have been on that walk alone 30 peacocks. I swear. I swear to everything, dude. And the trail is only a mile long. So if you run this trail, you'll be done in like 9 minutes. If you walk it, you'll be done in, I don't know, like 20 minutes or something. Wait, I was seeing a peacock at a rate of like 1.5 every minute, dude. Like it was absolutely insane. I could not believe it. I was like, oh my God, I've caused an ecological disaster. Like we're gonna need EPA, dude. Like Environmental Protection Agency. I'm gonna go to jail.
uh, I in fact DM'd you what dire Eggie looks like.
Okay, let me see here. Oh my God. Oh my god, do you want this? Do you want this on the
You
video?
can put it in the video. You can put it in the video. Actually, because I think that there are a handful of people in my stream that would also want to see this. I am going to make a whole new source real quick
Okay.
just for this because I think it is really funny. It better
I'm
capture this.
gonna I'm not gonna put it up on the stream, but I will have I will have the edit right here. What is this? The hour 5 mark for the
Yeah.
recording. I'll have the hour 5 mark right here. I'll have it put up so so that we can see. Oh my god.
If you want to see it, this in Guy Online, this is dire Eggie. This is what I wore around, and I thought I was the shit.
That's not dire eggy. That's dire edgy, dude. Oh my god.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro.
Fucking fucking dire edgy. Oh my god.
Dude, it was a funny look. It's also really bad because as a kid, I was like, dude, imagine, right? He has a knife, he has a hoodie, he has the bandana, and then he's just like has the halo, and he's like he's an angel, but I was like, dude, I was thinking about how I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh my god, I was like, god damn, why'd I do this? And so now I showed this to my Discord friends recently, and I was like, yeah, this is Dire Eggie, and I was like, dude, this is my alter ego because it looks nothing like me because I
My
do not
alter
have this.
ego.
This is my evil. This is my evil. You know how like there's like a mirror or something, and yeah, it's like Shadow Dark Link. Like this is Dark Eggie. That's Dire Eggie. It's like you walk
Oh
into
my
a room
god.
and all you see is him, and it's just like I'm you, but better. I think that is the most funniest thing ever, and I just need it to be solidified in history actively every single time. Like that's what keeps me from going back to the dark realms of being my edgy self. I look at that and I go, dude, I was a character back in the day. Let me never do that again.
I don't think I ever had a like edgy character phase. I think I just had an edgy phase. Like listening, like being in like freshman year of high school and like middle school, listening to like System of a Down and listening to like Avenged Sevenfold as like a 11-year-old child and shit like that. But I think that when it comes to like online games, I don't think I really did that. I think the most I ever had was you know that game L Sword?
Yeah.
I used to play Ad in L Sword. There's a character named Ad. And that guy was like an insane psychopath villain sort of type character, like 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 a mad scientist supervillain type of character. And even then, I didn't really choose him because he was edgy. I chose him because I really like when there are games where everybody else uses like weapons and then there's like one guy that uses magic, or when there's a game where everybody is using magic and then there's just one guy with a big ass buster blade, like that type of shit, which is why I always play like warriors and like paladins and stuff when I play like D&D stuff, because I like to go against the mold, which might be edgy in and of itself. But yeah, and also his like side classes were super fucking cool. But yeah, that is that is incredible. Holy shit.
By the way, you have full freedom to Like if at all in the local anyone to be honest, a funny bit, like if anyone watches this from the local and you ever want to make me laugh at myself, you are allowed to bring up Dire Eggie. You're allowed to just be like, oh, "Shut up, Dire Eggie," and then anyone as like, I will laugh with you. And if anyone wants to know what that is, I will actively save this picture on my phone and show them what it is, just because I think it is that funny. It is a bit. I think it's a bit, and I still think it's really funny to myself to make fun of it.
Dude, you should. The next meaties is going to be our like annual like Halloween costume party meaty. You should show up. You should show up as Dire Eggie.
Dude.
Oh my god, dude! You have to have some red kicks, and you have to have like a red hoodie. I don't know about red pants. Yeah, bring a knife. Just bring a large Bowie knife, a real knife. Dye your
Dude,
hair orange. Get some green
dude,
contact lenses.
if I had all of that, I definitely would, and everyone would be so confused. But I think it would be the funniest thing ever. But Jesus, it was a look. To be honest, I talk like I'm out of like my edgy look phase, but I still kind of am in it because I still like. I think like armor and also like some type of gangster's look is really cool,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I I don't think I'll ever not think about it in a way because like Def Jam Fight for New York is one of my favorite games,
Hell yeah.
and I make myself look really kind of edgy in that game too. But when you got me fighting other rappers in an underground type setting, I feel like you gotta look as cool as you want to in a game like that.
That's
And so that's what I do.
that's definitely a contrast to how I kind of view that game because I don't necessarily make myself like edgy per se, but I definitely make myself look really really dickheaded. Like I just make myself look like like a dickheaded like rapper sort of person, you know?
Yeah.
I'll actually go ahead. I'll find my character. Oh my god. You know, we'll take a small intermission
Oh,
to go ahead
if
and
we're doing this,
expose
I can
myself
I can
briefly.
hop on my PlayStation 2 on my computer,
Yeah,
obviously, and find it
that's what
right
I'm
now.
doing right
I
now.
can go do it right now, actually.
Hold up.
No, that's not where that folder is. Where is it? Where is it? It is right here. Because this is always going to be my favorite pastime. Because I like it so much. Excuse me. No. What do you mean?
Hold up. Don't want to spend too long not making any noise, but god damn. This is hold up. All right. I found it. Took a little bit. Didn't take too long. But going ahead here. Oh, buddy, let me tell you. You ever wanted to see uh douchebag rapper? It's kind of hard to see. But I do have an afro. Um it's a little hard. It's a little hard to see. Hold up. I'll go to the barber shop and then I'll post the afro so that it can be seen. Oh man, I look like a dickhead.
Okay.
This is incredible. This is incredible. This is incredible.
Oh my god! Please tell me I have. Yeah. Oh, dude, you're right. I did get a new computer, so there is a chance that it's gone.
Oh
Oh no.
no. I've gone ahead and I've posted mine. I'm gonna put it up here. We're in 14-minute mark. Oh my god, dude. My character, I was literally like, I'm just gonna put all the fucking bling, bro. The Echo Unlimited hoodie, dude. Oh my god, the bandana with no color affiliation. Bandana. Oh my fucking god, dude.
Oh oh boy, this is a look and a half, dude. That is so fucking good. That's really good. That's really good. Oh,
I was kind of batching, bro. That's definitely like 2000 streetwear, the fucking nutshell.
Jesus Christ! I really hope that it's here. If it's not, I'll cry.
It's almost like I never left that era.
Dude, you just you just got to get the white hoodie and then the bandana and the thing. Dude, the inside joke that happens here, it goes so crazy. Oh, please tell me it's still here. Memory card one. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. No! It's
Oh
not.
no.
I got to
Is
play
your
this game
whole
again.
Def Jam thing gone? You're gonna have to play that game all the way again from start.
Dude, I can skip the cutscenes. This game is so short. Like I'm never worried about like my yeah, no, I am never worried about when I lose anything my freaking Caribbean came out. In this game just because this game gets can get done in like a couple of hours. If you're watching the cutscene, it might be a whole day. Like, but if you ever just are like, I need to make this character fast and
Mhm.
quick, you can play that game in such a short time. It is not that bad.
I agree with you theoretically, but I a game takes way longer for me because this is a this game is infamously a input reading game. Like the computer will hoe you at every available opportunity.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. It does just do that, huh?
Like on paper, I would agree that it's like, yeah, you just show up, you play the match. Realistically, if everything goes your way, you do the match and then you beat their ass and it'll take like 45 seconds or something like that. If you ever get to the end game where you have to do all of the like side matches and whatnot before you get the opportunity to face the like boss of the area, fuck, dude, those motherfuckers will input read you like a motherfucker. They'll input read you and then like you'll go up against like you'll get moments where you're like, oh my god, the grapple finally works. I've got them up against the wall, and then you get them against the wall, and then they like instant tech. Like the moment you try to like hit them, like like
Hey, fucking miserable they are. Yeah,
yeah, that shit
there.
is it's greedy.
It's very funny because in that game, right, you only really get hit with that around maybe that's end game content. Like you beat the game, you do what you need to do against Crow, and then the game's like, yeah, there's more to it, and then they don't tell you. They're like, oh, by the way, if you lose any of these, you don't get to continue and make your character the best they can be at this time. Yeah, you get to find that out yourself, and you're like, what?
Yeah, like
You're like, why they let that one rock? And guess what? That's when you start having to be a little bitch about things.
that game is very very unique in that like you don't often see games that have such coin eater tactics when it is not a coin eater game. That's not an arcade game. No one no one had to give that game quarters in order for it to function. right?
No,
Like
really.
you didn't have to put quarters in that game. You didn't have to go to the arcade and be like, all right, here we go. I got my quarters up on the screen. Let me go ahead and play this. Which is like the reason why you play all those other hard games, right? Like that one TMNT game that's very fucking famous for being impossible, right? Because they're trying to eat your
Yeah,
quarters. This game wasn't anything like that. It was just a dickhead for the sake of being a dickhead. Like
basically.
this shit is fucking incredible. It's absolutely fucking fantastic.
So I found out that I was smart actually, and I do have I did have a backup because I was like so I was like, dude, at the local it'd be so funny if you played Def Jam, but you guys didn't have every character, so I beat Def Jam and had a save.
Hell
I
yeah.
do have what my character looks like. Here,
Hell yeah.
Isaiah. You are allowed to see this one too.
Thank you so much. This is oh man, I can't wait to see this one. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why you look like the grim nigga?
Nigga.
Why you look like the grim nigga? Oh my fucking
Oh my goodness, brother, no. The grim nigga is insane. Oh my god. Again, right? I am going to open this in a browser and I will show you guys the picture of this because it's really funny. Let me see. Let me see. Where's my opera? Is it this one? Yeah. So this is the character that I am talking about. This is me in the game, and it's really funny.
Def Jam being played by like black people is it definitely it like shows the type of like kid you were as like a black person. Like which you don't really, in my opinion, black kids don't really get an opportunity to like play a game that lets them like really put to and attune what you as like a black individual would actually like view yourself as if you had the opportunity to like surround yourself culturally with the like outfits and whatnot that you would normally have, right? Like I can have like a scythe and whatnot in playing like adventure quest worlds and shit, but but it won't really like imitate, you know, what it could kind of be culturally. But this is incredible. Like literally you look like the Grim Reaper, but like urban.
dude,
The
dude,
urban Grim Reaper.
I don't know why I like the style of that, but it is just like I said, whenever my account gets deleted, to have the one account with everything on it, it's always either gonna be like me or me like Eggie or Elijah. But that is what I will always look like. I get that specific hoodie just because it does that to your like the head, like the eyes. It
Mhm.
covers it, and I'm like, dude, that looks so sick, bro. And then I'm like, man, dude, you don't, dude. It's such a funny thing. I think it's a cool style too. So to be honest, I talk about being out of my edgy era and stuff like that. But truth be
Mhm.
told, I'm just way more defined with my edgy era, at least.
Right, right.
Like
And you
it's
know
that's
what?
no dire eggy. That's no dire eggy. But like, it's still there's a bit of sharpness to that edge.
There's a bit of sharpness to that. That's kind of bars. Dude, that's absolutely fucking fantastic. Maybe we should do, dude, you know what? We should do something like Def Jam related in the future. Like play Def Jam again or do like I think the story mode is only like 2-player, but do like
No, it's a one player story mode, but
or 1-player is what I meant to say, not 2-player. Yeah, or maybe doing like a Tampa thing, like you were saying, like playing Def Jam, or even just doing like a short form video where we just show up and we just play the fucking game, and we just upload that to like some sort of channel or something like that. But yeah, but
no, dude,
yeah.
I'd love to. Dude, you know what's upsetting though? Because I talked to Joey Bag of Donuts and his brother in quotation marks, a
Mm.
gatekeeper, and that last CEO was the last time that they were hosting Def Jam Fight for New York.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh
they
shit.
are. They There's an understandable reason too, because they were like, they love the game. They basically pioneered the competitive scene for it.
Mm.
But they're just kind of over the fact that they're like, kind of want to be able to like just go to a convention and not feel like it's a job. Like I have to set up, figure out stuff, do this and all that, and just kind of want to, like, they want to enter the tournament themselves. Like
Completely fucking
they want to
fair.
be able, yeah, they want to be like, oh yeah, I can go and enter a tournament and then risk being DQ'd instead of me having to run it and know that I'm on time because I'm here, duh.
Right.
And it's like, oh, that makes so much sense. But they were like, hey man, if someone else wants to run it, they might. And I've been thinking about it. You give me a couple of laptops and I have a couple of flash drives, you have a complete save of Def Jam 5 for New York on the computer right now. And I mean, like, I know what's happening in that game, and I definitely would totally pop off on commentating on that game. I'm definitely in my like, top 8, but I could commentate Def Jam 5 for New York. This game is sick.
You might be the one, bro.
I might have to. To be honest, I might talk to Angel about it. I'm like, hey, yo, dude, Baggy, like, just let me talk to Joey. Let me if you can get me in contact with these two people, I could see if it'd be okay if we could run it on a computer. If there's not like too much of a frame difference or anything too crazy, and I will sit in an area and watch people absolutely press buttons in Def Jam 5 for New York.
That sounds like a
Like,
fucking fantastic idea. I definitely think you should talk to Angel about that. That's
yeah,
actually kind of
no.
OD.
But on a smaller scale, yeah, no, I have a save file of every character in Def Jam 5 for New York. I just need the day for people to be like, yeah, that sounds like a thing. I just pull out the flash drive. I'm like, all right.
Flash drive. Oh my god, we're getting fucking classic with it. I don't know the last time I've had to use a flash drive for anything other than like flashing a BIOS on a computer, bro. I remember I used to have a fucking flash drive that used to have Halo Custom Edition on it. I used to just fuck around in the computer lab at school, not at all doing the work. Absolutely, me and my friends are just fucking around, just playing shit.
Dude,
That's the fucking life, bro.
I so I didn't do that, but I was stuck on Cool Math for a long time.
Oh
I
my
was a
god, dude,
Cool
cool
Math
math,
kid.
yes.
Dude, that was my shit. That's why I like Balloon Tower Defense so much because of Cool Math. Like, goddamn, dude, the fucking Ria games, like Pizzeria, the taco or the ice cream one, where you're just like a
Mm-hmm.
dude that's just that gets a job and is like, yeah, make this ice cream and scoop it and give it to the person for some money and just make sure it's perfect. I was like, dude, what is this trash game? As I am like 4 or 5 levels deep.
Bro,
This
Bloom
game is garbage.
playing IQ ball, dude. Oh my god, bro. Playing
World's
fucking
hardest
Run
game,
2.
bro.
Yeah, world's hardest game, Impossible Quiz.
Dude.
Nah, those are the shit, bro. Flash games were oh man. I could go another fucking hour on Flash games alone, but I don't think that we should. I think the hour and a half mark is definitely the like comfortable time. And I'll put it on the itinerary. We'll put it for next week.
Yeah.
We'll have a conversation about it for next week. But for now, I think we should probably get ready to call it there. Um, I think that after this, we definitely should. We should play some Cross Worlds. We should stream some Cross Worlds, play some Cross Worlds. You down for that?
I am. If
All
you
right.
want to, I'll send you a invite to my little haha server because I definitely know that I also have other friends that are addicted to this game and they would be
Mm,
very upset. And I don't think I should invite people to the meaty server. At least if they don't live in Florida.
yeah. There's nothing wrong with it inherently, but I do think that the meaties people want to have it like people that live in Florida or are like Florida homies essentially are primarily in the server.
Yeah. I don't try to overstep my bounds here, okay? Ain't my server, ain't my place. I am not inviting people unless given the permission and or the the go ahead.
Yeah. You ain't
But
got the huts before it, kid.
but if that is what we're cutting off, I will say thank you for having me on the podcast again. It's always
Of
fun.
course. Of course. Of course. It's always good to have somebody that's does not only, excited to do the content, but also willing and will show up, which is not always the case, unfortunately. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for showing up. You've given me the express go ahead to use you as a guinea pig for my content experiments. I will be utilizing you until you collapse in the ground in a pile of dust. And that's gonna be episode 4 of Scambles, everybody. Scambles podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being a gracious co-host as you have been this time and the last. Eggie 123, dire edgy. Uh, and we'll see everybody next time. And take it easy. Peace out.